There you go.
Mindset Monday. Just kidding. Hello, everybody. We have a rock star of a speaker today, Jeremy Coombs from Jeremy. What title company are you with?
Well, actually, in San Diego, I'm at Lawyer's Title. In Texas, I work for Key Title. So I actually work across 2 states with 2 different companies simultaneously.
That is amazing. So audience, my name is Roxanne Govari with Pemberley Realty here in San Diego, along with my partner, Santiago Guerin. And today we have an amazing speaker from the world of title, which is a world that we cannot really survive without. I would say everything in the real estate industry runs on the back of the title insurance companies. And Jeremy is here to give us the inside information into that. So Jeremy, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome. And take it away. Tell us how things are going and what we should be paying attention to.
You know, it's an interesting market right now. There isn't really a rhyme or reason for what's going on. And you know, I sell title insurance in 3 of the top 7 markets in the United States. So San Diego, Houston, and San Antonio. And I wish I could tell you there was a magic formula other than just staying positive and knowing your numbers and how many people you need to talk to, because no matter the market, people are still buying and selling homes.
That is absolutely true. I'm a dinosaur in this business. I was talking to another agent, a newer agent that has been in the business for about 1.5 years, she was saying, and she was, and I said, "Oh, that's really interesting. So, what's your takeaway about the business?" And she said, "Well, what I can tell you is real estate is not what I thought it was." And I thought that was a very interesting comment.
You know, I think that the TV shows have kind of done our industry a little disservice, because people see the glitz and glamour and they don't understand the work that goes behind it, right? And so that's probably part of it. You know, people come in thinking, "Oh, I'm going to just go drive fancy cars and go to parties and see these nice houses," and they don't know all the phone calls, right, that go behind it, the text, the videos. Like, an agent has to be good at so many different things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you hit the nail right in the head. Now, the funny thing about that is that I remember when I first got into the business that, it was like, okay, I want to do good. I want to help people. And I am coming out of an industry where I feel like it's sunsetting. And what am I good at? I want to be an entrepreneur. Therefore, this is what's good for me. That was the reason why I personally went into the business. And when I first started, the whole bunch of other agents that started with me, the mindset was very, very similar. And then fast forward that to 20 years later, after the whole $1 Million Agent show and all the TV shows, and the mindset and the motivation that people are going into the business and choosing the business has completely changed.
Yeah, I've seen it in the 10 years that I've been doing title, and the industry has changed a lot, right? Like, you can think before the internet, people used to actually just have books of the MLS, right? And now the internet changed everything. Videos changed things. We have access to information like never before, right? Where people can really dig into real estate. So there's different sets of questions that are coming about that obviously you've been here 20 years, so you probably can tell us more about that.
26, my friend.
26. Yeah. I got more gray hair than you, though, Roxanne.
Oh, mine is all gray. It's all dyed.
And I think right now is especially, the market is challenging or can be challenging. What I see the biggest difference that's happening, people that are having success, is the way they look at it, right? And I've been teaching a very easy magic formula that I think, motivation dies, but math doesn't, right? And math doesn't lie. And it's really simple. If you talk to 1,000 people and convert at a 1%, how many people is that?
Santi, how many people is that?
It's 10.
10 people.
10. So in San Diego, what's the average price point? $1 million now, right? And the average commission is roughly 2.5%, give or take, right? So if you sold 10 houses or did 10 deals, you make $250,000. And think about, you get to be wrong or bad 99% of the time and still make $250,000. And so it in my mind, and this is what I've been teaching, no matter what's happening, if you just talk to 1,000 people over the course of a year and convert it at 1%, you're going to get 10 deals. So it doesn't really matter how you feel or what you think's going on. Less than 3 people a day.
Put your head down and talk to 1,000 people.
Yes, yeah. In a year. Right? Like we're not even talking 1,000 in a week or a month. It's over the course of a year.
So I have to break that down because that's good. So you have 52 weeks in a year?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll give you 2 weeks off. So we'll say 50 weeks, right? So that's 1,000 divided by 50. So that's 20. Is that right?
I wasn't doing the math. I was thinking of something else to make it even easier. We could give them 12 weeks off, right? 3 months off. Take 3 months of vacation. And that means you work 40 weeks. If you talk to 50 people a week, that'd be 10 people a day, Monday through Friday.
Okay, so there you go. 10 people a day.
That's 2,000 people. So you could be 0.5% good at 10 people a day, Monday through Friday. Now, if you worked 8 hours a day, you literally it gets ridiculous, right? And I know that it sounds ridiculous, but that's how easy or simple it could be to get 10 deals, 10 people a day. And now we have social media. You can put up a video and hit 500 people in one video, right? There's so many ways to hit your 1,000, 2,000, and then you improve your skills, right? Because we're talking about being 0.5% or 1% good. Well, what happens if you actually invested in some coaching, mentorship, right? I know Pemberley offers great mentorship to help you improve. And let's just say you're a 5% closer or 4%. Like, wow, what a career that you could make, right? Just on that. So then that obviously leads into what I like to talk to people about is the floor. Most people try to set numbers based upon when they feel great and I'm at my best. But if we're honest, there's more days we're drinking 3 coffees than we're flying at our best, like feeling great. So what's the number, the bare minimum that you can do every day so that the ball continues to move forward? And 10 is a very simple number. We can all talk to 10 people a day. And then all of a sudden you get used to talking to 10 people and you get to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, what's going to happen to the ceiling? Starts to go higher and higher. And so, and this is it for all sales, right? Not just real estate. If you continue to figure out all right, here's the minimum number I need to move the ball forward, your ceiling continues to grow. And it's just math. No matter the market, there are people that are excelling right now. There are lots of agents in San Diego doing really well. Same in San Antonio, same in Houston. So why not you?
Yeah. So basically the magic that you see out there is get on the phone.
I'm not old school. I don't care how you talk to people because communication has changed. It could be text, it could be DMs, right? It could be emails. If there's a dialogue back and forth, to me, that counts. It doesn't matter. You could have parties. You can have a neighborhood get together and you talk to 50 people. That was a great job. You had one party for 2 hours. Like you killed it. right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's irrelevant how you do it, just do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is all the very valid, especially for the agents that are used to getting leads. A couple of years ago, I remember I had an agent that I had that was from Redfin, and he came to me, and great agent, and did a fantastic job, and then he was telling me, well, there's all these other agents that are wondering where to go, and they're kind of lost and everything. And I was like, well, bring them in. I'm happy to talk to them, happy to train them, happy to have them join our team. And he was like, well, no, because they want to go someplace where they get leads. And at the time, I wasn't in this place now, and I think maybe our industry is finally getting to a point of, hey, you need to develop the skill set to actually make your own leads. You can't rely on somebody else feeding you leads.
Mm-hmm.
And this is some of us who started before all these online leads were a thing. We learned how to generate leads, and like you said, talk to people however possible. That's how you get leads, and you get good leads, because these are people that start to like you, trust you, and want to work with you, rather than an online lead that you have to hope and pray that they will reach back out.
Well, I think it's even easier now, because leads are easier to generate, because you have social media. You can, this little phone, right? You can touch so many people so quickly. Like you could send out 50 text messages in 10 minutes, right? And before, it was phone calls to answering machines, right? Maybe someone calls you back, door knocking, mailers. Like you can generate leads in so many different avenues now. It's just picking the one that works for you. Online leads could work for you if you got good at them. And so I think, if we take a look at it in maybe like as a contractor and say, okay, there are so many different things in building a house: framing, electricity, plumbing, right? And knowing how to do a little bit of each helps you. Or you find people, subcontract them, right, to help you. Hire the expert in that field, right? Get on a team and have someone teach you that you admire. If you want to do videos and get good at videos, find that person who's good at videos. If you like door knocking, right, find someone who's good at door knocking and follow their lead. The old R&D, which is not research and development in our industry, it's rip off and duplicate, right?
Yeah.
Rip off and duplicate from someone who's more successful. And tell me, if guys, like, in my experience in real estate, everyone is willing to share. There are very few people that aren't willing to say, here's what I did and here's how I did it. What I find is most people are unwilling to put in the work that person did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good point. And like you said, going into specifics, Roxanne mentions that, you got to have your pillars of what you're good at and what you're doing. I think the problem is the consistency that some of these agents might not have. So I think the consistency is the most important, on whatever pillar you're picking or what you're going to, dive into more.
Yeah. Again, your floor, right? Your 10 touches, whatever, which way it happens, it doesn't matter. Like that's what you're going to do, because in our business, no one's your boss, even on my side, right? No, I'm a corporatepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur inside of a couple corporations. I'm commission only, which means I'm my own boss. And I have to do the same things that we're talking about, right? I have to reach out and cold call and do all the different things to meet people, because we're in sales, and that's what salespeople do. We have to generate leads. We create revenue.
And some can argue that your business is even tougher than ours, because you're reaching out to essentially real estate agents. We are reaching out to the whole general public. So your target is much, much smaller than the target that we are reaching out to generate business.
Yeah. And there's a finite number of realtors, but even so, like, most companies stick us in a territories, which then further reduces the opportunities that you get.
Talk to us about that. That's very interesting. I didn't think of that one. So talk to us about that. That's I didn't even think about that.
Well, yeah. So companies divvy up, like San Diego, we have people all over the county in different territories, and it works. It can be a blessing and a hindrance, right? It just depends on how you look at it, like anything. But let's just take it from a blessing. You become an expert inside of that carved out territory, right? Your office is in the metro area, right? Which would be considered metro area by most title companies. And there are certain, who you see most often all the time, but you don't see all the other title people that actually work in different parts of San Diego County.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's all office based, right? So most title companies, you can call on people in your territory that have their office inside of that territory, which has got interesting because now there's a lot of online brokers that don't really necessarily have offices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But not title companies online. Do we have any? Well, I don't even know, because title companies, I don't think I even know of any title companies where their offices are at. I only know my title reps.
Yeah, well, it's different, right? In San Diego, most people, we're not doing that kind of stuff. Where the title here in Texas, the escrow officer is the title officer, and people want to sign and close at the title company. They want to sit and I don't always understand it, but they want to come to the office and sign the docs with the escrow officer, who is the title officer. We're in San Diego, we have separate title and escrow. No one really goes to the title company. They may go to the escrow company, but normally we're signing docs at our kitchen table, right, with a mobile notary. So Northern California, they usually keep title and escrow at the same company. So it's very interesting on the nuance. Interesting on the nuances of how people do business.
Mm. So this is very interesting that you're operating within 3 different cities. How do you do that, and why?
So that's a complicated question. How do I do it? I've learned how to leverage strategies and systems. I've built them using VAs. Now AI has helped a lot, right? And why do I do it? I don't know. It's just like one led to the next, and it's been fun and challenging. I get to talk to a lot of cool people, and I've really enjoyed it because now I have such a different perspective, right? Because the way some agents operate in San Diego are a certain way, in Houston and San Antonio, and I've met so many great people, but I can take something that worked somewhere else and use it in another city, because the game is the same. It's just different fields, right? So the concepts are all the same. And funny enough, most agents, the problems I hear are almost identical. It's just a different city. So I can take in something that I learned from, say, you, Roxanne, and then one of my agents in San Antonio says, "Oh, Jeremy, I'm going through this, can you help me?" And I, "Oh yeah, well, this is what, this is one of my partners in San Diego, Roxanne, did this." And so it's been great for me because I've just built these magic connections between Texas and California, which are 2 of the biggest states, right, in the United States.
I know that's pretty interesting. I don't know how you do it. And do you travel a lot between those cities?
Yeah, so I live in Texas right now, and I fly to San Diego every couple months. San Diego, again, because it's different, right? You don't actually ever have to see me.
Yeah.
Whereas here, people want to come to the office. It's a completely different, it's same but different. So I have to be here more physically. Would it help if I was in San Diego more often? For sure. And that's what I've been working on, is figuring out. I still don't have the magic recipe of when to, because everyone's different. But yeah, it's the same game, just on different fields.
And what about between the 2 cities in Texas? If you have to be physically at a closing table, why 2 cities?
Why don't, again, I'm the sales guy, the escrow officer usually does. If I have to, then obviously I always say this, there are no emergencies in our business. If we do our job correctly, it's all scheduled. And so we can actually manage that schedule accordingly. If we treat this like a real business, our schedule, we know this happens on this date, like the contract spells it all out. So if everyone just does their job accordingly, we know what's happening when.
Yeah. That is true. And Santi, that is, we know that is definitely the case, that, if we're doing our job correctly, there are no emergencies. Emergencies happen when we don't plan, when we don't, when we don't foresee problems arising, when we're not on top of the game. That's when emergencies happen. Otherwise, we're not surgeons, and that's when emergencies happen. You install a bad heart, that may go wrong, but in our business, it's like Jeremy says, everything is scheduled, and as long as you adhere to the deadlines, there's usually no emergencies.
And communicate, right? As long as everyone's communicating together, right? And I look at our business kind of differently. To me, it's an ecosystem, right? We all function together. It's not one person. Like some people treat it like the real estate, and then everyone else we all function together, right? There's loan officers, there's title, escrow, inspectors, right? There are so many different parts that are all interconnected. And when we collaborate with each other, it turns into this beautiful thing where everyone is thriving together.
Yeah.
And you hit the nail right in the head. It took me a very, very long time, and I don't even know if I'm there yet. But I'd say, and that's where I admire my amazing partner here, because at a very young age, he's figured it out that we thrive on collaboration and not on drama. And if, as an industry, everyone that's involved in every piece of a transaction takes that to heart and operate on collaboration rather than on drama, oh my God, we could be so much more productive.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. I learned a long time ago, and I've been scolded by old bosses, not my current locations, about being friends with other title reps. And they're our competition. And for me, it always was, I know what my competitors can do. And if you needed something, you're my client, and I couldn't close a deal for you, or I lacked the ability to help you in the way that you needed to be helped, I have no problem saying, hey, you should call so-and-so at this company, because getting the deal done and helping you is most important. Yeah. And I learned that created lifelong clients. People wouldn't believe that I would suggest my competitor, right? But at the end of the day, we're all in it together. Yeah. And it always worked out. And I mean, I got yelled at a couple of times, and it's okay. Like, I come from abundance. I believe there's enough for everyone. There is plenty out there, and we don't need to be at each other's throats.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end of the day, people care about when the job gets done and when you get to the closing table. And if you can't figure out how to make it so that the job gets done and you get to the closing table, you have not succeeded, no matter how good you are.
Agreed.
So at the end of the day, just like you say, we're problem solvers. We get paid to solve problems, and if you can bring somebody else that can help to solve that problem, and you get to the finishing table, there's more at the end of that closing table that will come to you if you have that abundance mindset.
Agree. The client experience, right? Because in the end, the people that are buying and selling are our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so on that note, Jeremy, let's see what we can share. I like this title. It's an amazing title. So, Director of Growth.
Thanks. I'm just here to help people get better.
And you are with Lawyer's Title.
Yes, ma'am.
Lawyer's Title. And if people want to get in touch with you, they can reach you on your cell phone number.
There you go.
All right. Excellent. Very good. And audience, if you are trying to get a hold of us, of course, we love to work with you here in San Diego or anywhere in the US, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to Santiago. You can also reach out to us via our website.
Yep.
We also love to hang out on social media. So if you are on Instagram, we would appreciate it if you give us a follow, or also on Facebook. And Santi, what do you want them to do if they're watching this on YouTube?
Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Yeah, so you guys can see all the upcoming videos that we have, the great speakers like Jeremy today, that give us good nuggets all the time. So yeah, so they can stay tuned.
Jeremy, any last minute thoughts that you'd like to share with the audience?
Keep your head up and keep going.
Love that. Love that. Keep your head up and keep going. And again, if you have any questions, or if you want to learn more about the title industry and the title business, you can reach out to the Director of Growth. I love that title, Jeremy. That's a winner.
Thank you. I gave it to myself.
Excellent job. Excellent job. There is Jeremy's contact information if you want to contact him. And thank you so much for joining us, and make it a great day.
You're welcome.
Bye, everyone.